Good morning. So you want to make classic, historical, real-life boxers for Big Country Boxing. And so this is a module, a free module for download from my Google Drive. I'll put the link below. You will need to own Big Country Boxing if you want the rating charts, and if you want that world, and you want those generic or those fictional boxers, and if you want those charts. This just describes how you could make real boxers, classic boxers, historic boxers, legendary boxers, whatever, modern day boxers. So this is basically the formula, the cheat for how you would make real life boxers. Again, rating boxers is always subjective, but who better to subject your opinions on than yourself, right? So if you're Muhammad Ali, you're Mike Tyson. We all have an opinion. We all think we know, and so I think the customer, anybody who wants to play a boxing game or own a boxing game, has probably got a pretty good idea, if not a great idea, as to what a boxer really should look like. So again, I make no illusions that I rate these boxers perfectly. I have rated 10 legendary lightweights, 10 legendary middleweights, and 10 legendary heavyweights that I am ordering the cards from VSU Sports for. Those are the only 10 that I wanted for my little gaming. But this is literally the formula for how you can make your own. And then of course you'd be free to send that data over to VSU Sports, and Chris could make you some beautiful boxing cards. It's entirely up to you. Okay. But so there is a base rating for the game. And then as you apply your 4 attributes to the boxer, those attributes have a number that modifies the base rating up or down. That's where you get the completed abstract number. So legends start at 1,000 points. Pound for pounders or best of their era style boxers would be 885. Solid professionals would be 725. Average professional boxers would be 625. And poor boxers would be 525 as their base. Next, though, you need to rate these guys with the descriptor. And remember, there are 4 ratings: what they're known for, their boxing skills, their punch style, and their punch type, and their style of fighter. Okay, that's just 4 attributes. But those 4 attributes have a modifier, a plus modifier, negative modifier to this base number. Therefore, for instance, and I give an example, legends, all 4 attributes should be a positive rating. We're talking about legendary fighters. However, there's no reason to say that Muhammad Ali, one of those 4, couldn't be a negative number, right? It just depends on if you think Muhammad Ali had a con. There's 4. You can have 4 pros or whatever. So, pound for pounders, you should have 3 positives and 1 negative. Solids should be 2 positive ratings, 2 negative ratings. Average should have 1 positive rating and 3 negative ratings. And poor boxers all should be negative ratings. This is what's going to give your. I mean, they don't have to. You could have a poor fighter with power, right? Because why would these guys have been professional fighters? They're everything else is pretty weak, but they have power. So again, this is not the end all to be all. For instance, you could make you could make a boxer who just did not have a great career, but was known to have a dangerous right hand, and so you would give him a power punch ability, right? And that's going to allow you to create an umpteen numbers of different types of fighters. Now, you can sculpt these boxers, which is what I just said, right? Finally, it's important to realize the creation rating tables in Big Country, the actual rating modifier numbers matter, but the descriptor does not. So you can come up with a descriptor that better reflects the image of that boxer. And I give an example. My charts use terms that represent that negative or positive modifier, but it's just a term. The number is what matters, but you could actually change the term. So instead of a term like lazy under boxing skills, you could put the term like boring, or instead of flurry puncher, you could use the term punches and bunches, right? Something that gives charisma or character to your boxers. The number matters, though, right? You have to recognize those numbers on those charts, that they matter for the overall value and the abstraction of the charts. Okay, so the boxers should shine a light on the imaginings imaginings. I hope this helps, etc. So there you go. And also included with this is a professional boxing charts. These are round by round results, provide a more realistic representation of pro scoring. One of my Chris over at VSU Sports, playing Big Country Boxing, and made a note that I have that the scoring for those charts, which are good for my fictional fantasy boxing universe for Big Country, should probably be reweighted to represent more real life scoring. If you're going to play real life boxers, you need to have charts that are going to also reflect real life boxing. So remember, my charts for Big Country Boxing. Big Country Boxing's it's meant to be difficult. It's meant to be fun, fast. You're meant to create boxers and watch a universe and see who becomes stars, who become bad. Which can you make a boxer that becomes a champion? And those charts are also reflecting a different style of boxing. But he made a good point that if you're going to have historic boxers or realistic boxing, it's probably better to make charts that are weighted to a more realistic scoring in professional boxing. So these charts here are compatible with Big. So you can use these charts with Big Country if you want your Big Country to have more realistic scoring too. Okay, so these are completely compatible with Big Country boxing. Matter of fact, they're Big Country professional scoring charts. So you could use these instead of the charts that are in the game. These charts are fully compatible with Big Country. Anyway, and I've made it easier to read over here on the left-hand side. Right, it's a little different in the main game. I'll probably update the charts in Big Country Boxing. The main charts will probably be updated, just making this left-hand column easier to read. Everything else will stay the same. The other charts, quite literally, are meant to be the way they are for Big Country Boxing, the game. So anyway, I thought this will be available free. This little 2-page PDF is available free in my Google Drive. So feel free to download this, create your own boxers, and you can use these charts with those or with Big Country Boxing. What you need to know, though, is if you want to create the boxers with the 4 ratings, you're going to need those charts from Big Country Boxing. I'm not going to provide those here. Again, this is meant to be an addendum, a add-on for Big Country Boxing. So that's it. So thank you, everybody. Everybody out there, have a wonderful week. Good day.